A dark, dense forest at dusk with tall, gnarled trees and twisted branches. The setting sun casts eerie orange and purple hues, with faint mist rolling through the underbrush. The camera pans slowly, revealing shadows that shift subtly, creating an unsettling atmosphere. Distant animal calls and the soft rustling of leaves echo in the background, adding to the sense of foreboding. A young girl around 12 years old sits on a weathered wooden swing in an expansive backyard. The farmhouse behind her looks old and slightly neglected, with peeling paint and overgrown grass. She gazes wistfully toward a vast, shadowy forest in the distance. The scene conveys loneliness and quiet melancholy, with soft evening light fading into twilight. A serene woodland scene with a natural tree arch framing a small sandy creek. The water flows gently, reflecting golden light filtering through the dense green canopy. A young girl kneels by the creek, her hands gently brushing the sand as she searches for lizards. The atmosphere is peaceful, with the soft sound of flowing water and distant bird calls. Thick bushes shake violently, as if something large is crashing through them. The camera zooms in on the girl hiding behind a tree, her wide eyes filled with fear. A grotesque creature emerges from the shadows, tall, lanky, and emaciated, with dirty white fur, glowing blue eyes, and unnaturally long limbs. Its movements are jerky and unnatural, and its distorted sheep bleat echoes eerily through the woods. The girl runs frantically through a dense forest, her face pale with terror. Branches scratch at her skin, and leaves crunch loudly underfoot. Behind her, the creature charges on all fours, its distorted, echoing bleats mixing with the sound of snapping twigs. The camera captures brief, blurry glimpses of its grotesque features, bony limbs, matted fur, and glowing blue eyes. Adding to the tension, nighttime. The girl lies awake in her dimly lit bedroom, staring at her window. Outside, glowing blue eyes peer from the darkness of the woods. The faint outline of the creature's lanky frame is visible, illuminated briefly by the moonlight. The atmosphere is tense and eerie, with the sound of crickets and the occasional creak of the house settling. A tranquil creek surrounded by dense woods. The girl stands on one side, tossing a barbecue sandwich across the water. Across the creek, the creature's glowing blue eyes watch her from the shadows. Slowly, it emerges from the brush, its emaciated frame moving cautiously. It grabs the sandwich with its bony hands and retreats into the darkness, leaving only the sound of rustling leaves. A storm ravages the forest, with heavy rain pouring down and strong winds bending the trees. Branches litter the ground and puddles form in the muddy terrain. The girl stumbles through the chaos, her clothes soaked and her face filled with determination. She finds the creature trapped under a massive fallen branch, its limbs twisted unnaturally. The camera captures her struggle as she lifts the branch, freeing the creature. It limps away, turning to stare at her with glowing blue eyes before disappearing into the rain. A peaceful campfire seen at the creek. The girl sits on a log, talking animatedly to the creature, which watches her from across the water. Its form is distorted and unnatural, with glowing blue eyes reflecting the flickering firelight. The atmosphere is calm but eerie, with the soft crackle of the fire and the distant sounds of the forest creating an otherworldly ambiance. A rainy night. An adult version of the girl stands by her window, looking out at the dark woods. In the distance, the creature stands at the tree line, its fur slick with rain, its glowing blue eyes fixed on her. The camera lingers on her face, a mix of nostalgia and quiet comfort, before shifting back to the creature as it turns and disappears into the woods. The woods fade into complete darkness, with only a pair of glowing blue eyes visible in the void. The sound of faint knocking echoes, followed by a distorted yet gentle voice whispering, "I love you, Boo." The screen fades to black, leaving only the sound of the wind and the distant rustling of leaves.